Happy New Year, YouTube. Long time. Wish I could see, but I am presented with challenges as it relates. I'm on the East Coast right now. It's a little bit after 3 o'clock. I'm actually trying to get a video out to you guys before it gets dark, because it gets dark at like 4:30. So that presents its challenges as far as the lighting goes, and it just does. Anyway. But yes, I'm back. Happy New Year. Hope everyone is well. I'll just say this. There is fatigue that comes into place when you are doing a campaign. Now, I wasn't actually part of a campaign with the whole, the midterm elections. But you did hear me speak a lot about walk away, because that is kind of how I got started doing videos that erupted from me walking away, even though I walked away before the actual walk away campaign was enacted. But you heard me speak a lot about that. And so I was rooting for that cause, for more people to get on board. And I'm sure there are still more people going on board. But if you've ever done a campaign before, and I have done at least twice, it is exhausting. So like when it's over with, it's like you have fatigue. And you're like, you need breaks, you need rest, you have to regroup. So there's all of that happens. But at the same time, too, a reason why voter turnout is low in this country is because apathy is high. People aren't happy with their either local elected politicians or the ones that are in Washington. Regardless of the fact, there's a reason why voter turnout is low. So, of course, there's been so many things going on in my absence, and that I would have loved to jump into the screen and scream about, but I just haven't been able to. I've been busy. I've been growing professionally, personally. 2018 was a wonderful year. I've made connections, met so many wonderful people, and I'm hoping and continuing on with that momentum and bringing that into 2019. But, having said that, topic of discussion for this video, we're only like almost 3 minutes in, we are talking about Miss Pocahontas herself, Elizabeth Warren. So Elizabeth Warren, everyone knows, it's been largely reported that she's running for president. I don't think anyone is surprised because of the names that have been put out there. But not only that, just the fact that now on the 31st, she announced that she was forming a committee, or there was going to be a committee that was going to be exploring the notion of her running for the presidency against our President Donald J. Trump, who is now the incumbent. So Elizabeth Warren, let's just say we're going to treat her like a real contender, because she really has popularity. She's well known, but she's also really still considered an establishment type. I will say this as being someone who came from the so-called progressive ring, which I don't even know what that means anymore, because that face and everything that I thought it meant just doesn't represent what I thought it did at some point in time. But regardless, let's just say she is someone who's from the progressive wing of the Democratic Party. If Elizabeth Warren was ever interested in getting the presidency or doing something revolutionary, should I say, her chance was in 2016. That's over. It's done. So whatever interest she has in now going forward, it's over with. When she could have done the so-called right thing, when I was on the Bernie Sanders side, and they would call you Bernie Bro, whatever the name, there was always some kind of negative connotation behind it. But regardless, her chance to actually do something was back in 2016, when she could have thrown her support behind him. But instead, she sided with the establishment. And everything that has happened after the fact. So forget about the fact that if she had any supporters, remember prior to 2016, there was a campaign that launched that they were saying, run Elizabeth, run. They wanted her to run. but she probably knew her homegirl, Hillary, was running, and she didn't want to step on any toes. So she stood on the sidelines and she played her role. But regardless, whatever power, whatever influence at that time, because I just believe there's a window of time for everything. If she was interested in having any pull, it was back then. It's done now. Whatever she thinks she still has left, it's gone. So whoever the people were that was supporting her, even back prior to Bernie, and maybe even during Bernie, all those people left. They will not turn around and support her because they will always reflect back on 2016. Even though obviously it's not like politics started and ended in 2016. It's just that there are still open wounds from 2016 and unresolved issues from 2016 that basically has left, I would say, the Democratic Party or the left, whatever you want to call it, the liberal wing, they are fragmented. It's in fragments, pieces, it's all broken up, it's all dispersed. And there's no way, if you are going to move forward to run for an election, you can have hope of winning if your party is broken and damaged and fragmented in the way that it is, and it still is. Nonetheless, I also have union background. So one of my critiques of the union was that they need leadership that looks like them. You cannot have senior citizens being the leaderships of tomorrow because they're not. And that was one of the issues I've had with term limits, and I still strongly believe in that. You have to let young people be the leaders for their cause, whatever that is. They are going to be the future of this country. So I don't understand why we have so many old people now who want to run for the presidency. Donald Trump is whoever he is. Yes, he is a senior citizen, but boy, he's got lots of energy. And we like him because of his personality, because characteristics, because who he is, and he's well known and he's extremely popular, and especially in the business world. So Donald Trump, there's not going to be another Trump. And I don't care what other senior citizen person they put to run against him, it's not going to work. And as far as Elizabeth Warren goes, are you going to lean back on the identity politics? That's not going to work. No one's buying into that anymore. I think it's sickening. And some people probably have abandoned that and gotten it out of their system. I mean, but I don't know who's going to embrace that come 2020. The other contenders, Kamala, Biden, Booker. There's none of them have anything to stand against Trump. They don't. So, of course, my money's going to go on Trump. He's the incumbent. I don't see anybody on the other side that's going to trump Trump. It's just not going to happen. I think just recently I was watching an interview, and they asked him something about how he felt or what did he believe about Elizabeth Warren running. And he said something about her speaking to her psychiatrist. That was his response. Very, very funny. Funny guy. But as it relates to Elizabeth Warren, no. You need someone with charisma, with excitement that's going to excite the base, and she ain't it. Neither is that Beto O'Rourke. He's not the cool black guy. Obama was a cool black guy. Beto O'Rourke, whatever his name is, he's not even so much of a cool white guy. He's just it's not going to work. It's not going to work. So, things happen for a reason. And when Elizabeth Warren could have taken a stand and did the right thing, she did not. She sided with her people. So that cost you, and you're going to pay for that. That's over with. So it's not going to happen. Elizabeth Warren 2020, hated it. Hated it. It's not going to work. And I'll just say, forgive me, this is a freestyle video. Usually I like to have everything that I know that I'm going to talk about, at least a bullet point of it. But I just wanted to address my audience, to say hello to you, to tell you I love you. And also, I just have to mention this. I've done videos about political correctness, and I've spoken about comedians and, how comedians can't make jokes anymore. They can't be funny anymore. I think I've spoke briefly about Chris Rock and maybe Dave Chappelle. But, something that had came out in my absence as well was everything that went on with Kevin Hart. And I want to say kudos to Kevin Hart. I'm not a big fan of Kevin Hart. I think he's stupid funny. I think you have comedians who can actually do stand-up and be funny. And although Kevin Hart has done stand-up and he holds his own, but I don't find him very, very funny. I don't find him hilarious. I do like comedians who incorporate maybe intelligence, some more character, some real life scenarios with their humor. So, I mean, it's a reason why I'm a big fan of Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle. These folks do get political and they don't bite their tongue, even though they're kind of, right now, we don't know. But still, and I think Chris Rock actually has something that I got to catch and see what he's talking about. I think he did a recent one. But Kevin Hart is not pandering to the mob. And I got to give him claps for that. He actually has showed some strength, like he has a pair. And I'm glad that he did that. I saw his Twitter. I saw his video where he was talking about how he had apologized prior to. And now, in order for him to do the Oscars, here they are again, going after him, looking at tweets he did 10 years ago. That is ridiculous. So I respect him. I think that's very good that he is not pandering to any specific community. He's not being apologetic. Again, how many times do you want a person to apologize? He did it. It's over with. That's it. What do you want next? Blood? It doesn't make any sense. So, as I said, guys, try not to make this a very long video, but I did want to touch on the Elizabeth Warren phenomenon, if you even want to call it that. I think that there is no chance it's not going to happen. And, 2020, our guy will be moving on with his next 4 years. So with that said, folks, wonderful 2019. I will be checking in with you. I will not state exactly when's going to be the next time because of the fact that life has been so unpredictable, but it's a good thing. And having said that, I thank you all for tuning in. If you did tune in, I know I am losing subscribers like crazy and people are like, where are you? But I did want to say hello. It's 2019. I am back. I am back. The fatigue is gone and I will be back on your screen. Okay? So with that said, everyone, love you and I will speak to you very, very, very soon. Goodbye.